Bienvenidos a todos ustedes. Welcome all to my channel, Dolls by Mr. Fabre. And if you haven't guessed, I am Mr. Fabre. I hope you guys have had a great week so far. We are currently in 2026. These are, I think this is my first video of the 2026 year, or my first series of videos. I'm very excited to show you guys the new Bratz dolls that got released along with the Bratz Charm series. So they released like 2 collections, which I think is really cool. I don't really think a lot of doll companies do like back-to-back collections. The next series of dolls in the lineup were the Bratz Pop Stars. Now I only have 2 right now. I have Chloe and I have Sasha. Yasmin is on her way, and she must maybe be a popular doll right now, or she's very hot right now for Bratz enthusiasts, buyers, etc., because I bought these dolls on Amazon for I think $26.99 each. I was able, thankfully, to get my hands on a Yasmin doll, but she currently is arriving a little later. So I'll currently do the review on the Chloe and Sasha doll in their separate videos, and then I'll do the Yasmin doll when she releases. I may release them all on the same day, or I may release the first 2 and then Yasmin later on. We'll see. But she must really be popular because right now she's not even available on Amazon anymore, and she was like probably, I don't want to say sold out, but she has been, I guess, out of stock, I guess you can say, for like 2 or 3 times. So thankfully I was keeping my eye on the listings, and I was able to get a Yasmin doll. So like the Bratz Charm series, I didn't get Yasmin. This time around, I did not get Jade. Now, I wanted to get Jade so badly because if there's one, personally, my favorite color is blue, and Homegirl was wearing a lot of blue and I absolutely loved it, but I was not in love with the outfit. I loved everything else, but it was the top and the skirt were just so simple. And I feel like I just feel like, I don't know, it didn't scream rock star to me. I love, the jacket was very nice. I love the boots. I love the hair. I loved everything about it, but it was just the top and bottom just looked so basic to me. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. I feel like I wish the top and skirt would have been better. But I wanted to get her because I love the color scheme, and also I thought it would look cute for the series, to collect all the dolls. But again, I have to remember, don't buy a doll for the sake of completing a collection. Buy a doll because you actually like them. We're going to go ahead and do the review on the Bratz Pop Stars doll, starting with Chloe. And she's in this super cool, like rocker girl look. And definitely gives me like flashbacks to my childhood. Giving very much like some really Avril Lavigne vibes. It's also I love the color palette. It gives me very much Xtina when she was, wasn't it in her dirty era when she wore the chaps or something? And here's the back of the box with her art or inspo art. And then it shows the dolls that you can collect. And then it has a little saying with the Bratz doll. And then here's the front of the box. And I think it's, I like the way that I guess the company thinks marketing wise, because obviously the Bratz Charms were released first and then these were released second. So of course they give you the opportunity to get the Bratz Charms doll first. So then they can add the charms later on instead of adding the chain and the charms. So it could just be like, hey, you want to collect all these Bratz Charms? Well, collect the Bratz Charms doll to get the chain and the charm piece, and then you could just add on. I'm not sure if they're going to do this with other dolls or if it's just for those 2. I'm not sure. But yep, we'll go. And she has the same, packaging as, the previous Bratz line, which were the Bratz Charms. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and I will unbox her, and then we'll go ahead and do a more in-depth review. All right, so here is the Bratz Pop Stars Chloe doll out of the box. So let's start off with her little accessories first. So to start off, she comes with the, the OG hairbrush. And I should have used this, and I'll get to the reason why. And then she also comes with the Bratz charm that you can add onto your bracelet. It's just the Barbie logo, the Bratz logo B, but also has like a piercing as well. She also comes with some earrings. And at first I was wondering why these earrings come separate and not on the doll. But of course, because she has the earpiece to sing. And then one part that I think is just so cute is there's of course, like a vinyl with her album on it, which I think it's so freaking cool. It says Punk Rock Angel right there. I think this is just such a cute add-on. And what I think is cute too is that it actually stands on its own because it has a piece of plastic right there. So I think that's super cool. And in the back, it's like the little details that count. And like, I would consider this like a Playline doll, even though it costs almost $30. But you're definitely getting like a lot for the price. So anyway, here is the doll. And something that I also find really cool too, this is also on the Bratz Charms dolls as well, is that the shoes have holes in them, so you can put them on a display stand, because the Bratz display, it's a platform and you stick their feet there. So I think it's so cool that it gives you the option, if you don't want to use like a Kaiser stand, and if you want to use the traditional Bratz stand, that you can put their feet on the stand. So I think it's cool that they do think about that if you are gonna collect, Bratz stands. So you have that option versus just using a Kaiser stand. So yes, to get started, this is the Cloe face. Now you can see the face is slightly misprinted. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much, considering, well, I know, considering that she's not that expensive. Maybe if she was a more expensive doll, maybe I'd feel some type of way. But yeah, she is kind of, her eyes a little bit, this one's a little bit more up, this one's a little bit more down. But as I said in a previous video, for me, I don't mind the misprint, just because, we as humans, we're not perfect. We may have features that are not symmetrical. No human's face is symmetrical. So I don't really have those expectations on a doll. But of course, some people may say, well, if it's a doll, if you're making a toy, then you should expect like some sort of perfection because you can create it. I don't know. I'm very back and forth on that. Personally, for me, I don't mind it, but I know there's going to be some people that it will bother them, which is totally valid because, you're paying for it. And then I also noticed too with my face that she has a little bit of dirt on her face. I'm not sure why, but yeah. But yeah, her makeup looks really nice. And then she also comes with her little her little mic, which I think is so freaking cute. And then onto the hair, she has platinum blonde hair, and she has red and black streaks. I will say my hairstyle is a little bit, it's not perfect. You have like the piece here that's coming undone. Then you have, these pieces that are kind of loose here. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be everyone's experience or if it's just mine. But yeah, I'll say the hair can be slightly more polished. And then once again, like the Bratz Charms dolls, this Cloe doll comes with gelled hair. For what reason? I don't know why. I think it's mainly in the ponytail and the pigtails here. The back of the head feels actually very soft. And I believe this hair is nylon hair. I think, I think it's nylon. Yeah, I feel like mainly the gel comes from these parts of the hair here, which again, I don't understand why Bratz come with gel in their hair, considering that their hair is just straight. Like literally there's no style to it. They styled it, but you know, there's no curl in the hair. There's no anything. Why is this hair like why is it stiff like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it standing up? I don't know. Anyways, so going on to her outfit. So first of all, she comes with such a cute guitar. And I like that, of course, they think about the practicality. You know how like this is a doll. They probably can't hold a guitar, so they give them a strap. So I think that's super cute. Let me remove her guitar so we can get, how would you remove this? I'm going to remove it so we can get a better look at her outfits. But here is how the guitar looks. Very, very simple. And I think it's so cute how they don't just resort to just putting plastic on this like other doll brands. And they actually use like a material, like felt material. So I think that's super cute. It does feel kind of delicate, so proceed with caution with taking it off. Anyway, so here is her top. It's, it has like little squares on them. And she has like the, you know, the power sleeve, the power shoulders or something, whatever those are called. The old like 80s, 90s, you know, whatever you. And it gives off like it gives off kind of like a reflective, it's not glitter, but it gives like a reflective look off on camera. And then, oh, this part here is attached with Velcro. And does this, oh, this is actually attached with a tab here. Let me remove that off camera. Just give me one sec. All right. So I removed her jacket. I definitely say that it's to definitely get very slim scissors. These are actually scissors to cut thread. So I guess it may work for tabs as well. So when you open it, she has this like spaghetti strap crop top here. I don't know what pattern this would be, but it matches the pattern down here. And then it comes with Velcro on the back. So yeah, her outfit is 3 layers with a jacket with a top. The skirt is a mini skirt, and for some reason in the promo images I didn't even notice that there's like a pink underneath, you know. But yeah, it's like 3 layers essentially, because you have the main layer, which is this like pink pattern, which is pretty soft. It's lined, I think, is that what it means, lined? Okay. And then it also comes with like this mesh material as well, and it's so cool because it looks like they put like little designs on it, like. And then of course they have like that like pattern like this, the red, black, and white. And it also comes with a chain that doesn't go all the way through or all the way around. And then you have a belt that does go all the way around, but of course the belt is non-removable. Okay, work. And then you have like her little combat boots, giving like, you know, Doc Martens, but with a heel and a boot version, a high, like a knee high, almost a knee high boot. Very nice. And then we're going to get to her articulation. Of course, with every Bratz doll, she has the articulation in the head. She can move up and down, side to side. She has articulation in the shoulders, arms, and then the wrist. I feel like these hand molds are different than her other hand molds. These look more, they look a little bit more slim. Like this one especially. I think they're 2 different hand molds, are they? I think they are, just like the way that, because the way that they have to hold, I cannot talk today. The way that they have to hold the guitar, I think that's why both hands are different. Interesting. This hand looks a little bit more slim than this hand. It looks more like it's tight, more tightly gripped versus the hand here, which is more loose. And then she also has, you know, the articulation in the legs, and she has the bend in snap knees. All right, so this is the Bratz Pop Starz Cloe doll. And I will go ahead and flip the camera over and I will give my final thoughts. All right, so my final thoughts on the Bratz Pop Starz Cloe doll. I think that she is well executed. I think that, you know, she definitely understood the assignment. I definitely feel like it brings me back to like when I was a kid and, you know, growing up with like Avril Lavigne and all that stuff, like just seeing her on TV. And of course, it's giving me like her aesthetic. I think it's very well done. Personally, for me, like this isn't my style per se. I would definitely say out of the Bratz Pop Starz, of course, it'd be more of like the Yasmin and the Sasha doll. That would be more like my aesthetic. But again, it's like I can always appreciate a well executed look, and I think that she definitely has that. And I just love the craftsmanship of, you know, the way that they basically everything's so cohesive. They really thought it through, and I just love how everything is just flows nicely. And I think it's just so impressive, like how much you can get at a quote unquote like play line level. Just because, you know, with a lot of the play line dolls we have now, your dollar does not go very far, or there's a lot of cutting of corners. And I feel like with this Bratz doll, of course, even though you're paying close to $30, you're getting so much for $30. And of course, what I love is that, you know, with us adult doll collectors, you know, I know for myself, I don't always want to collect dolls that are like $50, $100, $150, you know, like there are some dolls that I would like that have, you know, that look beautiful, have great clothing, great face sculpts, a good aesthetic that like are not going to break the bank, you know. Like I also want to collect more budget dolls, but of course, like not a lot of budget dolls have been out there that will give you a bang for your buck. And I don't always want to have to resort to these adult collector dolls that are going to cost you $50, $100. So it's great to have these options where they give you so much for a decent amount that you're paying for, you know. So overall, I definitely will, you know, once again give her another 10 out of 10. She's absolutely great for the price point, and I think she's well executed. And yeah, I'm very impressed with her. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and stay tuned because we will do the review on the Sasha doll next.